All right, people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever is applicable as per your time zones again. So we are going to start with mathematics today, and this would be basically a level of IIT mathematics. Okay, we are going to upload as many videos as we can, which basically includes the core concepts of mathematics. Okay, when I say core concepts of mathematics, again, IIT mathematics has to be done with a lot of practice. Each and every topic needs a lot of practice. So we are not going into explanation or derivation of topics. We are just going into solving of these numerical problems. Okay, so obviously mathematics needs a lot of practice, and the only way in which you can enhance your capabilities in mathematics is by doing these problems. So today we are going to start with one of the most important chapters, that is complex numbers. As the name itself suggests, complex numbers starts with complexity. Okay, so we all know what is complex numbers. Complex numbers are in the form of a plus ib, where I is equal to an imaginary form of under root minus 1. So we are just going to focus on different types of problems. So here we have a problem. Let f, wherein f is defined in terms of m and n, be I plus I square plus I cube plus I n to the power of m. So you have to find the value of I, 4k m, where k and n are both equal to natural numbers, 4k plus 1, 4p, where k m are equal to natural numbers, 4k plus 2, 4p, where this plus function of 4k plus 3 p. Okay, so let's pick up the first one here. If I say f is 4k m, it means putting the values of m and n here. So this will mean I plus I square plus I cube. It goes on till the power of n. So here we have till the power of n here, which is basically 4k plus m. Are we on the correct page? Is it n or m? Maybe I have written it wrong. Okay, so here we have till I to the power of, this is basically m and n, right? This is m and this is n. So this will be 4k to the power of n. 4k to the power of n. So here I is at least so if I say 4k, it means that it is being added at least 4 times, multiples of 4 times. Let's understand this. See, if I have I plus I square, if I add 4 times I cube plus I to the power of 4, so what will this get me? I, this will be obviously minus 1, this will be obviously minus I, and this will be plus 1. So what answer do I get? 0. So if I happen to add I in a series for till the power of 4, so I will always get 0. So in this case, what will I get here? In this case, 0 to the power of m. So this will give me a 0. So the first answer will be 0. Okay, all right, let's move on to the second one here. F 4k plus 1, f 4k plus 1 and 4p. So this will get me what? I plus I square plus I cube. This continues till I 4k plus I 4k plus 1, and this whole thing to the power of 4p. Okay, so we know from the previous example that this would be how much? 0. So this will be obviously 0 plus I to the power of 4k plus I to the power of 4k into I to the power of 4p. So that gives me what? I to the power of 4k. We know that I to the power of 4 is equal to 1. So I to the power of 4k, where k is any integer, this will be equal, not integer, positive natural number. So 4k will be equal to obviously 1. So this I plus 4k, this will be 1. Obviously we have to forget about this 0, into I to the power of 4p. Now this gives me I to the power of 4p. Again, I to the power of 4p, just as I to the power of 4k is 1. So I to the power of 4p will be 1. So we will get here an answer of 1. Okay, let's move on to this one, people. I 4k plus 2 4p. Okay, so So function of 4k plus 2. Function of 4k plus 2 will give me what? I plus I square plus I cube plus I 4k plus 2. 4k plus 2. 4k plus 2 to the power of 4p plus I square plus 4k plus 3 to the power of p, okay. So what do we get here? I plus I square, this goes on to I 4k plus I 4k plus 1 plus I 4k plus 2. We can write this, right? Just expanding this one to the power of 4p, and this would be I plus I square plus 4k I to the power of 4k plus 1 plus I to the power of 4k plus 2 plus I to the power of 4k plus 3 to the power of p, okay. So from here to here we know that it will be 0, so this will be 0 plus I to the power of 4k plus 1 means I to the power of 4k into I plus I to the power of 4k, I to the power of 4k plus 2 means I to the power of 4k into I square, this to the power of 4p plus from here to here 4k, see we have, okay, let's take it till I to the power of 4k. So this will be entirely 0, this will be 0 plus I to the power of 4k into I plus I to the power of 4k into I square plus I to the power of 4k into I cube to the power of p. So this will be how much? I to the power of 4k into 1. I to the power of 4k is 1. So this will be I plus I to the power of 4k into I square. This will be minus 1 to the power of 4p plus I to the power of 4k, this will be 1, this will be I, this is 0, I to the power of 4k I minus, I to the power of 4k, this will be minus 1 because this is 1, this is 1. So I to the power of 4k is 1 into I minus I to the power of I square becomes minus 1, I to the power of 4k is 1 plus I to the power of 4k into I cube. So this will be I cube, this will be 1, this will be 1 and this will be minus I to the power of p. So let's look at this. I to the power of minus 4p, I minus 1 to the power of 4p, and here we have this gets cancelled. So this will be minus 1 to the power of p, minus 1 to the power of p, and I to the power I minus 1 to the power of 4p. So we can take this as I minus 1 square to the power of 2p. Can we take it in this way? I am breaking this 4p into putting this 2 here and 2p here. Obviously this is done. Minus 1 to the power of p, this will give you a real number obviously, and this will be what? Minus 1 to the power of p. It can be either minus 1 or it can be plus 1 depending upon what is the value of p. Now what do we have here? I minus 1. So I minus 1 will be I square minus 2i plus 1, I square minus 2i plus 1 to the power of 2p. I square is how much? 1 minus 2i plus 1 to the power of 2p. These two ones get cancelled. So minus 2i to the power of 2p. Minus 2 to the power of 2 will give you, okay, minus 2. See, here we have an even power, and whenever we have an even power, see, we can break it in this way: minus 2 to the power of 2p into I to the power of 2p, which gives you how much? Minus 2 to the power of 2p, and I square is minus 1. So this will be into minus 1 to the power of p. So this will be minus and minus, so this gets cancelled. 2 to the power of 2p, 2 to the power of this will be minus 2, so this will be minus 2 to the power of 2p minus I to the power of 2p minus I, yes. So this will be 2 to the power of 2p. So this will be 2 to the power of 2p, or we can say 4 to the power of p. 4 to the power of p. Again 4 to the power of p will be a real number plus real number. So there is no imaginary part. So this will be a real value. This will be giving us a real value. Okay, so we'll practice more problems here. You can take a snapshot of the same. Alright people, so we will deal with this problem here, which is 1 by, so express in the standard form of a plus ib. Here we have to express in the standard form of a plus ib. So what we do is, whenever we have this kind of a thing, we will always multiply it by its conjugate pair. So this will be 1 upon I minus cos theta minus 2I sin theta. So this is basically a conjugate pair. So this will give you 1 upon 1 minus cos theta ka square minus 2I sin theta square. This is basically a plus b into a minus b. So obviously it will be a square minus b square. This is going to give us what? 1 minus cos 1 plus cos square theta minus 2 cos theta minus 2I square sin square theta. 1 plus cos square theta minus 2 cos theta minus 2I square sin theta. So this will be equal to 1 by 1 plus cos square theta minus 2 cos theta. This will be I square means minus 1. So this will be minus 2 into minus 1. So this will be plus 2 sin square theta plus 2 sin square theta. So this is how much? 1 upon 1 plus cos square theta, and this is 2 sin square theta. Cos square theta can be written as 1 minus sin square theta. Where is this I gone? Okay, so if I multiply this, I am going wrong. If I multiply this, obviously I have to multiply its conjugate part by the same. Okay, so I have to multiply both the upper and the lower forms by the same. So both the numerator and denominator need to be multiplied by this. I forgot to do this. I am so sorry. Okay, 1 minus cos theta minus 2I sin theta. 1 minus cos theta minus 2I sin theta. Okay, so here we have 1 plus 1 minus sin square theta minus 2 cos theta plus 2 sin square theta. So this is going to be 1 minus cos theta minus 2I sin theta. This will be 1 plus 1, there is 2 minus 2 cos theta, 2 minus 2 cos theta, 2 sin square theta minus sin square theta. This will be sin square theta. 2, this will be 1 plus 1 2 sin square theta. I have 1 minus sin square theta. This minus sin square theta plus 2 sin square theta gives you sin square theta. 1 minus 2 cos theta. Okay, so this is going to be 1 minus cos theta, 1 minus cos theta upon 2 minus 2 cos theta plus sin square theta minus 2I sin theta upon 2 minus 2 cos theta plus sin square theta. This will be the result. Okay, all right, you can take a snapshot of the same. Okay, so in this problem it has been given that x and y are equal to basically real numbers. X and y are equal to real numbers. We have to find out the values of x and y. So we have here x plus 2I. So what do we do here? X into 1 plus x into 1 plus 2I, 1 plus 2I, sorry 1 minus, we multiply both the denominator and numerator by their conjugate part. Okay, plus we have y into 3 minus 2I upon 3 plus 2I into 3 minus 2I. This will be equal to 5 plus 6I into 8I minus, sorry, plus 1 upon 8I minus 1 into 8I plus 1. What we are trying to do here is, we are trying to get rid of their denominator, we are trying to get rid of the imaginary part in the denominators. Okay, okay, so we will have x minus 2xi, x minus 2xi. Here it will be 1 square minus 2I square plus 3y minus 2yi, 3y minus 2yi, this will be 3 square minus 2i square. This will be 40i plus 48i square plus 5 plus 6i upon 8i square minus 1 square. So here it will be x minus 2xi upon 1 minus 2i square. So this will be 4i square. I square means minus 1. So this will be 1 plus 4. See, 1 plus 4 plus this will be 9 minus 2 2s are 4. 4 into I square, that means minus 1. So this will be plus 4. Okay. Here we have 3y minus 2yi. This will be equal to minus 8 minus 1, and this is 40i minus 48. This will be minus 48 plus 5 plus 6i. So this will be 46i, and minus 48 plus 5, that will be how much? Minus 43. So let's rearrange it again. X minus 2xi upon 5 plus 3y minus 2yi upon 13 is equal to minus 9 upon, this will be 46i, 40 plus 6, 40i, 5 8s are 40 plus 6i. So this will be 46i minus 48 plus 5. So this will be minus 43. Okay. So here we can say, if I 13 5s are 65, 13x minus 13 2s are 26xi plus here it will be 3 5s are 15y minus 10yi. This will be equal to minus 9 upon 46i minus 43. 46i minus 43. So this is going to be how much? 65. If I happen to arrange all the real sides in one place, so 13x plus 15y minus 26x plus 10y is equal to minus 43 minus 46i by 9. So equating real parts, we have 13x plus 15y by 65 is equal to minus 43 by 9. Okay. So this is going to be how much? 13. So we can say 13x plus 15y is equal to minus 49 into 65 by 9. Okay. In the same way, we can say 26x plus 10y, equating imaginary parts, we have 26x plus 10y by 65 is equal to minus 46i by 9. So 26x plus 10y will be equal to minus 46i by 9 into 65. So if I happen to divide this by 2, we will get 13x plus 5y is equal to I is not required here, minus 23 by 9 into 65. Now look at this equation, and look at this equation. So if I happen to subtract these two equations, if I happen to subtract this from this, so 13x and 13x gets cancelled, 15y minus 5y, so this will be basically 10y. 10y is equal to, I can take out 65 by 9, minus 65 by 9 if I take out as common, because it is common to both of them, minus 65 by 9 and I don't have place here. Oh. So this will be minus, this will be 49 minus 23, 49 minus 23. If I happen to keep the minuses out, okay, so this will be 49 minus, see, 49 minus 23. Okay, so this will get me 10y is equal to minus 65 by 9 into 626. Okay, so y will have a value of minus 65 into 26 by 9 into 10, and similarly we can find out the value of x. By putting the value of x, we can find out the value of x here as well. How much will x be? X 13x is equal to, putting the value here, minus 49 into 65 by 9 minus 15 into y. 15 into y means minus 65 by 9 into 26 into 26. Okay, we can take out again minus 65 by 9 as common, so we will be left with minus 49 minus 14. Okay, this will be 49, and this minus 65 by 9 minus 15 into 26. So whatever the value comes out here. Okay, you can take a snapshot of the same. Alright people, this will be in continuation with complex numbers. Okay, so we have a problem here in which it states, if the real part of this one, z plus 8i, let me adjust this here, z plus 8i, z plus 6 is equal to 0, then prove that z lies on a circle. Okay, so we have to basically prove that z lies on a circle. Okay, so let's say, let z, which is basically a complex number, be x plus iy. So what do we have here? X plus iy minus 8i upon x plus iy plus 6. Okay, this is what we get. Okay, now we multiply it by the denominator's conjugate part, which will be x plus iy. So we have a plus here, we get minus 6 here, x plus iy minus 6. Okay, is this a minus 6 here? Let me just check whether I have taken the right problem here. Okay, so this will be minus 6 and this will be minus 6. Basically our intention is to get rid of the denominator part, and the only way in which we can do it is by ensuring, let me just correct it here. So in this case we will have, we need this x plus 6 minus iy. So this will be x plus 6. If I write this as x plus 6 plus iy, now it's the conjugate part. Okay, so the purpose here is to get the square format, a plus b and a minus b, so a square minus b square. So this will be x plus iy minus, if I happen to see, x plus iy, so x plus iy into x plus iy, this gets multiplied by this, minus 8i into x plus iy, this gets multiplied by this. Now minus x plus iy into 6 minus, or rather plus 8i into 6. Okay, x plus iy into x plus iy minus 8i into x plus iy, x plus iy into 6, 8i into 6. So this will be how much? X plus 6 square minus iy square. Okay, so this will give you how much? X plus iy whole square minus 8ix minus 8i square y minus 6x minus 6iy plus 48i, and here it will be x square plus 6x plus 36 minus I square y which means y square. So minus I square y which means plus. Okay. Alright, so let's do this one here. So what do we have here? Obviously x plus 6 whole square. So here we have x square plus 2iy plus I square y square, which means minus y square. Okay, minus 8ix, so this will be 8ix plus 8y, because this will be minus 1, minus 6x minus 6iy plus 48i upon x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36. So what do we have here? X square. So here we will have x square minus y square. I'm just placing all the minus 6x plus 8y. So the real part have all been assembled at one place. X square minus y square minus 6x plus 8y. Okay, now we are left with the unreal part. So here it will be plus 2i. If I see, at least 2 will be common between all of them. 2i into y minus 4x. This will be minus 4x minus 3y plus 16 to 24. So this will be upon x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36. Okay, now the real part of this one is 0. So if we segregate this, the real part will be x square minus y square minus 6x plus 8y upon x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36 plus here we have 2i y minus 4x minus 3y plus 24 by x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36. Okay, so this is the resultant. Now we have the real part of this as 0. Real part of z minus 8i by z plus 6 is equal to 0, which means this part is equal to 0. So x square minus y square minus 6x plus 8y upon x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36 is equal to 0, which means x square minus y square minus 6x plus 8y is equal to 0, and this is equation of a circle. This is basically equation of a circle. Okay, z lies on a circle, so this is equation of a circle. Okay. Okay, so in this problem we have x is equal to 3 plus I, then find the value of x cube minus 3x square minus 8x plus 15. So if I happen to resolve this, say x is equal to 3 plus I, so I can write x minus 3 is equal to I. If I happen to squaring both sides, so squaring both sides, we will get x minus 3 square is equal to I square, which will be x square minus 6x plus 9 is equal to minus 1. That means x square minus 6x plus 10 is equal to 0. So this is what we get. Now let's say we have to get x cube. How do we get x cube? So if I multiply x into x square minus 6x plus 10, so this is going to give me x cube minus 6x square plus 10x. Okay, now I have to get 3x square from this one. So if I happen to do 3 into x square minus 6x plus 10, so I have to, so what do I get here? 3x square minus 18x plus 30. Okay, so if I happen to add these two, what do I get here? X cube minus 3x square minus 8x. So this part is complete, and what do we get here? 30. What do we get here? 30. So I don't need this 30, I need 15 here. So I will subtract minus 15 from this one. So now The value of this one is 0. The value of this one is 0, minus 15. So the answer will be minus 15. Okay, a pretty easy sum. And take a snapshot of the same. Alright people, this will be in continuation with complex numbers. Okay, so we have a problem here in which it states if the real part of this one z plus 8i, let me adjust this here, z plus 8i, z plus 6 is equal to 0, then prove that z lies on a circle. Okay, so we have to basically prove that z lies on a circle. Okay, so let's say let z, which is basically a complex number, be x plus iy. So what do we have here? X plus iy minus 8i upon x plus iy plus 6. Okay, this is what we get. Okay, now we multiply it by the denominator's conjugate part, which will be x plus iy. So we have a plus here, we get minus 6 here, x plus iy minus 6. Okay, it is a minus 6 here. Let me just check whether I have taken the right problem here. Okay, okay, so this will be minus 6 and this will be minus 6. Basically our intention is to get rid of the denominator part, and the only way in which we can do it is by ensuring, oh, let me just correct it here. So in this case we will have, we need this x plus 6 minus iy. So this will be x plus 6. If I write this as x plus 6 plus iy, now it's the conjugate part. Okay, so the purpose here is to get the square format, a plus b and a minus b. So a square minus b square. So this will be x plus iy minus, if I happen to see x plus iy, so x plus iy into x plus iy, this gets multiplied by this, minus 8i into x plus iy, this gets multiplied by this. Now minus x plus iy into 6 minus, or rather plus 8i into 6. Okay, x plus iy into x plus iy minus 8i into x plus iy, x plus iy into 6, 8i into 6. So this will be how much? X plus 6 square minus iy square. Okay, so this will give you how much? X plus iy whole square minus 8ix minus 8i square y minus 6x minus 6iy plus 48i, and here it will be x square plus 6x plus 36 minus I square y, which means y square. So minus I square y, which means plus. Okay, all right, so let's do this one here. So what do we have here? Obviously x plus 6 whole square. So here we have x square plus 2iy plus I square y square, which means minus y square. Okay, minus 8ix, so this will be 8ix plus 8y, because this will be minus 1, minus 6x minus 6iy plus 48i upon x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36. So what do we have here? X square. So here we will have x square minus y square. I'm just placing all the minus 6x plus 8y. So the real part have all been assembled at one place. X square minus y square minus 6x plus 8y. Okay, now we are left with the unreal part. So here it will be plus 2i if I see, at least 2 will be common between all of them. 2i into y minus 4x, this will be minus 4x, minus 3y plus 16 to 24. So this will be upon x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36. Okay, now the real part of this one is 0. So if we segregate this, the real part will be x square minus y square minus 6x plus 8y upon x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36 plus, here we have 2i y minus 4x minus 3y plus 24 by x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36. Okay, so this is the resultant. Now we have the real part of this as 0. Real part of z minus 8i by z plus 6 is equal to 0, which means this part is equal to 0. So x square minus y square minus 6x plus 8y upon x square plus 6x plus y square plus 36 is equal to 0, which means x square minus y square minus 6x plus 8y is equal to 0, and this is equation of a circle. This is basically equation of a circle. Okay, z lies on a circle, so this is equation of a circle. Okay. Okay, we have here solve for z square minus 3 minus 2i into z is equal to 5i minus 5. Okay, so how do we do this? So if we take this equation, this will be z square minus 3 minus 2i into z minus 5, or rather we can say plus 5 minus 5i. We are bringing these terms, transposing these terms here. This will be ax square plus bx plus c, basically a quadratic equation, and we will have the value of x as minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So in this case z will be equal to minus b, that is minus 3 minus 2i plus minus b square that is 3 minus 2i square minus 4 into a part here is 1 and c that is 5 minus 5i upon 2a, that is 2 into 1. So this will be 3 minus 2i plus minus under root of, now let's expand this. So this will be 9 minus 3 to the 6, 6 to the 12, 12i minus plus 4i square, 2i square which means 4i square, so this will be minus 4. Okay, 3 square minus 12i plus 2i square which will be 4i square, so this will be minus 4. Minus 4 into 5, that is 20, minus 4 into 5, 20 plus 4 5 20i upon 2. So this will be 3 minus 2i plus minus, so this is going to be how much? 9 plus 9 minus 4 is 5, 5 minus 20 is minus 15, 9, this is minus 4 and this is minus 20. Are we on the right page? B square minus 4 into a into c, minus 20 minus 15, 12 plus 8, so this will be 8i upon we have 2 here. Are we on the right track? Let me just check, are we on the right track? Okay, so 8i minus 15 plus 8i, 3 minus 2i. Okay, so now we have to basically find out the value of this square root. Okay, we have to find out the value of this square root. So let x plus iy is equal to under root of 8 or rather minus 15 plus 8i. Now squaring both sides, what do we get? X plus iy square is equal to minus 15 plus 8i, that will be x square plus 2xyi plus iy square, that will be minus y square, is equal to minus, so this will be minus 15 plus 8i, minus 15 plus 8i. So here we can say x square minus y square plus 2xyi is equal to minus 15 plus 8i. So equating real parts, what do we get? X square minus y square is equal to minus 15 and 2xy is equal to 8, which means xy is equal to 4. This is the imaginary part, this is the real part in both sides. So x square minus y square we get as minus 15 and 2xy is equal to 8, which means xy is equal to 4. Now we know that x square minus y square, if we happen to square this, then this will be, or rather this will be x square minus y square plus 4xy, x square y square, yes, 4x square y square, right? So here x square y square will be equal to 16, xy is equal to 4, xy is equal to 4. So obviously x square y square will be equal to 16. So what do we have? X square minus y square as minus 15 plus 4 into 16. So this will be minus 15 plus 64. So that will be 49, right? X square plus y square is equal to 49. So we can say x square plus y square is equal to 7. X square plus y square is equal to 7. So substituting it here, x square plus y square as 7, we get 2x square is equal to, if we happen to add this, is minus 8. So which means x square is equal to minus 4, right? Are we on the right page? Are we getting the right answer? Let me just check. X square plus minus y square, okay. It's 15, 8i minus 15, 8i minus 15, so this will be minus 15 plus 8i, x square plus 2xyi minus y square is equal to minus 15 plus 8i. So x square minus y square is equal to minus 15. 2xy is equal to 8, which means xy is equal to 4, which means x square y square is equal to 16. X square plus y square will be equal to x square minus y square. This has to be squared. I am going wrong here. Okay, x square plus y square will be x square minus y square squared plus, so this will be minus 15 square. So this will be 225, yes, 225. So that means 225 plus 64, that's 289. So x square plus y square will be 17, right? X square plus y square will be 17. So we have here 17. If we add this, okay, if we are adding this 17 minus 15, that will be 2. Okay, so x square is equal to 1. So therefore x is equal to 1. Okay. Alright, so if I substitute this here, substituting, so this will be 1 square plus y square is equal to 17. So y square will be equal to 16. So y will be equal to 4. Y will be equal to 4. So very comfortably we can say minus 15 plus 8i, minus 15 plus 8i will be equal to 1 plus 4i plus minus 1 plus 4i plus minus, obviously square root, so it will be plus minus 1 plus 4i. So in this case we can substitute 3 minus 2i plus minus 1 plus 4i upon 2. Okay, so 1 we will get by plus, so 3 plus 1 4, 3 plus 1 4 and minus 2i plus 4i, so that will be how much? Plus 2i by 2. So that's going to be how much? 2 plus I. One answer would be this. Okay, so So Z, one answer would be this, and what would be the other answer? We will get it by subtracting. So 3 minus 1, that will be 2, and minus 2 minus 4i, that will be minus 6i by 2. So this will be 1 minus 3i, 1 minus 3i. So Z is equal to this, or Z is equal to this. Z is equal to 2 plus I, or Z is equal to 1 minus 3i. Alright, you can take a snapshot of the same. Okay, so in this problem, we will have to find out the polar form of this complex number. So in this one, let's first simplify this. 1 plus 7i upon 2. So this will be 4 minus 4i, 4 minus 4i plus i square. That will be 1 plus 7i. 4 plus i square means what? 4 minus 1. So this will be 3 minus 4i. So Z will be 3 minus 4i. Okay. So if we happen to get the polar form of this one, we will have to simplify. So as I said, in the denominator part, you need to nullify this. So we will have to multiply by its conjugate part, that is 3 plus 4i. So what do we get? 3 into 1 is 3. 7i into 3, that is 21i. 1 into 4 is 4i. And 7 into 4 is 28i square upon 3 square minus 4i square. So this will be how much? 3 plus this will be minus 28, right? Minus 28, and here we have 21i plus 4i. So that will be 25i upon 9 minus 4. 16, sorry, 9 minus 16. Why are we getting this? 1 into 3 is 3, 21i, 4i plus 28i square. Okay, so 3, this will be 3 plus this is 3 minus 25, 3 minus 28, okay, and this will be 25. Okay, 9 minus 16, because this is I square. So here we have 3 minus 28, that is minus 25 plus 25i upon what do we get here? 25. So this will be minus 1 plus I. So Z can also be represented as minus 1 plus I. Now we have to find out the polar form of the coordinates. Now polar form, we all know, in this case what will be the polar form. So first of all we have to find out the modulus. So what will be the modulus of Z, which we also call as R, This will be just the minus 1 square plus what is this coefficient? This is 1 square. Okay, so this will be 1 plus 1, that is under root 2. So the modulus here is under root 2. Now what will be the angle? Tan theta is equal to mod of the imaginary part coefficient is 1 upon minus 1. So obviously this will be 1 because we are taking the mod part. So theta will be pi by 4. Now we have to understand that minus 1, what are the coordinates here? Minus 1 and 1. Minus 1 and 1 is representing Z, and it lies in obviously which quadrant? See, this is all positive, this is negative positive. Obviously it lies in the second quadrant. So therefore argument of theta will be equal to pi minus pi by 4. Let's say we name this as alpha. So argument theta will be equal to pi minus pi by 4, because here it is 180 minus pi by 4. 180 minus pi by 4. So this will be 3 pi by 4. This will be the argument theta. Okay. So the polar form is r cos of theta plus sin I sin theta. This is basically the polar form. Now just putting the values here, this will be under root 2 cos pi by 4, 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 pi by 4. Okay, this will be the entire thing. Okay, people, let's take this example here. prove that z is equal to I to the power of I is purely real. Okay, so in this case, see, z is equal to I plus I, which means that there is only an imaginary part. If I express this in polar form, obviously the real part is 0, plus I to the power of I, which means that can I put here cos pi by 2, and the imaginary part I can put as I sin pi by 2 to the power of this, to the power of I sin pi by 2, this to the power of I, can be written in this way. And of course the mod will be what? The mod will be 0, the coefficient here is 1, so this will be obviously 0 square plus 1 square, 0 square plus 1 square, which is obviously, see, cos pi by 2 we know is 0, and here we have the coefficient of 1, and sin pi by 2 is 1, so we can write I in place of 1, we can write sin pi by 2, and this entire thing to the power of I, so this will be 1 I to the power of I, which is what we get as the complex number. So we can write it in this form, which gives us, obviously this will be 1. Okay, so this will be cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2 to the power of I. Okay, so in this case we can write it in the form of E. See, in Euler's form we write it as EI theta. Okay, so if a complex number is, let's say z, complex number is represented by z, EI theta, where this theta is basically this pi by 2. Okay, if a complex number is x plus iy, we can write, and let's say the tan theta part is y by x, so we can write the complex number as product of z into EI theta, where z basically means x square plus y square to EI theta. Okay, so in this case what will we have here is cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2 to the power of I, so we can represent this as EI. So we know the modulus part, we know here the modulus part, this modulus part is nothing but 1, we know that it is 1, I into theta. What is theta here? See, here this will be entirely I, right? So this will be theta will be I, this will be I by, sorry, pi by 2, EI pi by 2, okay, EI pi by 2 into I, EI pi by 2 into I, because here we have the power as I. Okay, so in this case it will be E I square pi by 2, which means E minus pi by 2, which means 1 by E to the power of pi by 2, 1 by E to the power of pi by 2. Okay, and this has no imaginary part, which is basically making it purely real. So this proves that this is purely real. Okay, you can take a snapshot of the same. Okay, so let's grab this problem here. Okay, it states that find the principal value of argument of z and modulus of z of the complex number which is given by this. Okay, now look at this format. Okay, if we look at this format very closely, what we find here is that see, cos 2 theta, which is one of the most important formulas that we have, this is equal to 2 cos square theta minus 1, which we can write as cos 2 theta plus 1 is equal to 2 cos square theta. So in this case, if I write cos 11 pi by 9 plus 1, so 2 theta becomes theta here, so this can be written as 2 cos square 11 pi, half of 11 pi by 9 will be 11 pi by 18. Okay, so this entire format we can write 2 cos square 11 pi by 18 plus if I take this, see, we know that sin 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta cos theta. So this sin 11 pi by 9, this 2 theta becomes, so this will be 2 sin 11 pi by 9 by 2, that is 18. Half of 11 pi by 9 will be this cos 11 pi by 18. Okay, so we have here I into 2 sine 11 pi by 18 cos 11 pi by 18. Okay, so if I happen to take out 2 and cos 11 pi by 18 as common, so this will be cos 11 pi by 18 into cos 11 pi by 18 plus sine 11 pi by 18. Now we can get our answer here only if we compare this with z mod of cos theta plus I sine theta. So we will get the what will be the principal values here. So this will be cos theta. Now z can be written as 2 cos 11 pi by 18 and z can be the theta part can be written as 11 pi by 18. But if you notice we are here asked about the principal values. When we talk about the principal values, we have to take the first value which will come for cos theta and sin theta, and this definitely is not the first value. How? We will look into it. Okay, so if I happen to multiply, I can write this as minus 2 cos 11 pi by 18, or I can write this in this form, 2 cos 11 pi by 18 cos this can be written as pi minus 11 pi by 18. Can we write this? Yes, we can. So this will be a minus 1 because cos 180 minus theta is minus. Okay, plus if I write this as sine pi minus 11 pi by 18. Now sine will be giving us plus. Okay, so we need to convert this into minus because here we have a plus. So in this case, if this is minus, pi minus 11 pi by 18. Okay, so okay, we have here pi minus 11 pi by 18. We can write this as plus sine 180 minus theta. So in this case it will be, yes, it will be minus. Okay, it will be minus. Why? Because we will have, see, sine 180 minus theta is equal to sine theta. Okay, and here we have a plus. So if I happen to take out this as minus and this as minus, so this will be, now if I take this minus inside, this will be how much? 2 cos 11. If I take this minus out as common, so this will be minus 11 pi by 18 into cos, and I take this minus inside, minus pi plus 11 pi by 18 plus sine minus pi plus 11 pi by 18. So this is going to give us minus 2 cos 11 pi by 18 cos minus 7 pi by 18, okay, plus sine minus 7 pi by 18, and this is the principal value. Okay, so in this case, see, we can get two answers here, but I will tell you why we are going to choose this one over this. So z in this case, mod of z in this case, mod of z will be equal to minus 2 cos 11 pi by 18, okay, minus 11 pi by 18, and argument of z will be equal to minus 7 pi by 18. Okay, now look at this. Why have I taken minus here? See, this is basically pi minus pi by 18, so we can say this is pi minus pi by 18. Now this is obviously giving us minus, so I am taking the minus out here. This will give us plus, okay, so I am taking out the minus here. So both these minuses I have taken out as common and I have placed it here. So this, or rather this goes inside here. Okay, so minus what we are doing here is, in this thing I am multiplying this by minus 1 and this by minus 1 as well. So we get what? Minus 2 cos 11 pi by 18 minus cos minus this, okay, because this minus and this minus taken out as common will be resulting in this. Now if I take this minus inside, it becomes minus pi plus 7 pi by 18. If I take this minus inside and convert this into plus, so this will be minus pi plus 11 pi by 18. Okay, so this gives us minus 2 cos 11 pi by 18, cos minus 7 pi by 18, and this will be, so this is the principal value. This is the principal value. Okay, this basically will be the principal value of argument. So the reason why we are, so both the answers are in fact correct. If I represent z as minus 2 cos 11 pi by 18, minus 2 cos 11 pi by 18, and this as cos, okay, we have it here only. So z can be represented as this as well. Z can be represented as this as well. Both the answers are correct, but since we are condensing our answers as per the question, we have to take the principal value, and principal value cannot be 11 pi by 18. It has to be minus 7 pi by 18. Okay, so this will be minus 7 pi by 18. Hence the correct format of the answer would be this. Although both the answers are correct, but as per the question, this answer will be correct because it is asking about the principal value here. Okay, so find the locus of the points representing the complex number z for which z plus 5 square minus z minus 5 square is equal to 10. Okay, so let's say we assume that z is equal to x plus iy, z is x, so z plus 5 mod, what will this be? This will be equal to x plus 5, obviously 5 gets added to the real portion. Okay, the mod of this will be equal to x plus 5 square plus y square. This will be the mod under root. Okay, and the similar way z minus 5, the mod will be equal to x minus 5 square plus y square. Okay, so if I take this here, this will be equal to under root of x plus 5 square plus y square minus x minus 5 square plus y square. This is equal to 10, or rather this is z square. Okay, so this square and this square is equal to 10. Okay, so this will be how much? X plus 5 square plus y square minus x minus 5 square, x minus 5 square minus y square. Okay, this is equal to 10. Obviously the y squares get cancelled. We have here x plus 5 square minus x minus 5 square. This can be correlated to a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square, which is going to give you what? Which is going to give you 4ab. So we can straight away put 4 into x into 5 is equal to 10, which means 20x is equal to 10, which means x is equal to 1 by 2. Now x is equal to 1 by 2 will represent what? This is basically a straight line. A straight line. This is basically a straight line. Okay. How? See, in the x axis and in the y axis, if we are representing x is equal to 1 by 2, which means this will be the line. Okay, x is equal to 1 by 2. X is equal to 1 by 2. So at our points on the line, this will be the line. Okay, so this will be a straight line. This is going to represent a straight line. Okay.